Hello everyone, this is Mayank Kumar and today we are going to discuss Unit 3 Indian Sweets of Class 12 Food Production book. To start with, we have objectives from the unit. The first objective is to describe the importance of sweets in Indian tradition and festivities. The second objective is to list popular sweets from various regions of India and write a brief description of each. Third objective from the unit is to explain role of sugar cookery in preparation of sweets. And the last objective is to prepare popular sweets from various regions of India. Now this objective is related to the practical part of the unit, which we have to do in the practical lab. So we are not going to discuss this particular part in detail, and our major focus will be on the above three objectives. Start with, we have the introduction of Indian sweets. Now this introduction says that in Indian confectionery we call all the dishes which are made under Indian confectionery meetha or mithai. Now these two words are mostly accepted by the Indian confectioners pan India. Now the meetha or mithai or the Indian sweets are eaten on almost every festivities and major events of a person's life in India, and they are very much part of our culture as well. Now this is also considered as a way of conveying greetings in all form of celebrations, be it any festival, be it any special occasion, weddings or birthdays or any other occasion which is happening in India. We generally associate the sweets with most of our life events. Now the chef who prepares Indian sweet, and the chef who's actually expert in preparing Indian sweet, is called halwai. So you can also say that Indian confectioners are called halwai in India or in Hindi. Now these are having shops in most of the corners in Indian streets. If you will go by any street in India, you will find a shop which is a halwai shop, and you can literally buy sweets from those shops, and they have their own speciality as per the region, as per the state, right? And I mean, you go in any city, in any state of India, and at the corner of a street you will definitely going to find a sweet shop. Okay, to make these sweets we have main ingredients, majorly milk and milk product. So if you see, the first three ingredients are milk, khoya, mawa and chena. So nothing to worry about them. These all are milk and milk products only. So milk as itself, we use it to make different sweets like kheer or firni. So milk is consumed in like its own form, which is milk. And then we have khoya and mawa. Now this is interesting thing, because khoya and mawa is a milk product which is made by reducing the milk over heat, right? So you are heating the milk and you are continuously stirring it to reduce the moisture from it, and after reducing most of the moisture from the milk, you get milk solids, which we call khoya, and in some part of North India we also call it mawa, right? Now the third part, which is chena. Yes, we say it chena, and chena is nothing but splitted milk, right? So milk, we all know, is a mixture of solids and liquid. So when we add some amount of acid into warm milk, it gets splitted, right? And it provides us two things. One is the whey, which is the milk protein, and the another thing is the milk solid, right? So the whey protein, we actually get whey protein from that liquid part which is splitted from the milk. Now coming to the solid part which is left after we separate it from the liquid part is called chena. Now this is a base for most of the sweets which we make in India, and especially in East India. Bengal is rich in terms of using chena in their sweets. If you go that side, you will find many of their sweets made by using chena, right? Sandesh, rasgulla, pahala rasgulla, cham cham, all are based on chena, right? So that is chena for you. And then we have the ingredients which are other ingredient category. So we have gram flour, which is also known as besan. Then we have coconut. We have pulses such as moong dal. We have refined flour, also called maida in Hindi. This is all purpose flour basically. And then we have pumpkin. Pumpkin is there is specific variety of pumpkin which we use to make Indian sweet, which is known as ash god. Then we have carrots for making gajar ka halwa and gajrela. Then we have fruits such as apricot, etc., right? Then the next thing which we have are sweetening agent, because we are talking about Indian sweets, we are talking about mithai, so there has to be something which is providing it the taste, the sweet taste, right? So we have sugar, we have refined sugar, and we have confectioner sugar, which is also called bura in Hindi. Then we have jaggery. We Indian use two types of jaggery, which are basically made from sugar cane. And then the second category of jaggery is palm jaggery, which is very famous in east part and southern part of India. Then we have flavoring agents to provide flavor to our sweets. Now flavoring agents includes nuts such as almond, pistachios, cashew, cardamom, nutmeg, clove, rose water, etc. Now if we talk about almonds and cashew especially, so these are not just flavoring agent, but these are base for making few Indian sweets, which we are going to discuss later in this video. Now next thing is the thing which makes our sweets beautiful, and it increases the eye appeal of the sweets. So we have garnishes. In garnishes we use slivers of dry fruits, we use slivers of pistachio, we use slivers of almonds, and these actually provide some texture to our sweets as well. Then we have silver or gold work. Now work is thin leaves of silver or gold which is made by hammering, and when I'm talking about hammering, it is literally hammering for hours to make that sheet of gold or silver very thin, so thin that we if we touch it, it just breaks. That is so fragile, and we use it to cover sweets like barfi and similar things, laddus also. Then we have rose petals. Then we have coating of ingredients such as sesame seed, we have coconut powder. These are the garnishes which are used in form of coating. Next we have fats and oil. Under this we have desi ghee. Now desi ghee is clarified butter, which is very famous in making of most of the Indian sweets, which require some sort of frying. Apart from that, we have refined oil and vanaspati. Now vanaspati is partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is very much used in making of Indian sweets. Then the role of these fats and oil is basically to provide texture and flavor, and they act as a cooking medium for many sweets. The examples are gujia. Then we have one more thing, which is imarti, yes, and similar desserts which requires some sort of frying. Next up we have sweets associated with festivals in India. So this is a very important topic with respect to your examination as well. Now some question of match the following type may come, where you have to match the dessert with their festivals. So if you see in this slide, we have the very first sweet, which is gujia, and this is associated with the festival of colors, which is yes, Holi. And then we have til gajak. Til gajak is associated with lohri or lohri, which is famous in Punjab and Punjabis. So this is part of their culture. Then we have Sarkarai Pongal. Now Sarkarai Pongal is famous for the festival Pongal. Now Sarkarai Pongal, in this, the Sarkarai means shakkar, which provides sweetness to the dish, the sweet. So we have this thing. There is one more type of pongal which is made on the festival Pongal, which is Ven Pongal, which is actually savory pongal. So but because we are talking about sweets here, so we will talk about Sarkarai Pongal only. Then we have Til Gud Ke Laddu and Shrikhand, which are related to the festival Gudi Padwa. Now this is very famous in Gujarat state. Now Til Gud Laddu are basically sesame seed and jaggery laddu. And then we have Shrikhand, which is made by hung curd, and we sweeten it with some sugar, and we also provide it flavor of cardamom and sometimes saffron as well. That is why it gets that yellowish color. Then we have Sevai Zarda, which is associated with Eid. Apart from Sevai, we have Sevai Zarda as well. This is a dry preparation. This requires sugar and Sevai. It is milk free. So if you are having any Muslim friend, you can have this on the festival Eid. Then we have Ghevar, which is associated with Sawan Ki Tej. This is a confectionery which requires frying. So the batter, which is made with all purpose flour, is fried and then dipped with some sugar syrup and coated with some rabri. That is Ghevar for you. Apart from that, the last dish, which is sweet dish, and that is Udakiche Modak. Now these are modaks from Maharashtra, and these are associated with the festival Ganesh Chaturthi, right? So these are the desserts which are associated with some sort of festivals in India. So we have sugar cookery. Now in sugar cookery, we have divided this table into three parts. One is the stage name of sugar cookery, second thing is temperature range, and next up we have the uses of these stages in Indian sweet making, right? So the first thing is half thread stage. Now this is basically if you pinch the sugar syrup and it forms a thread and breaks it immediately, then it is called half thread stage, and it is used in making of rasgulla. Now if you just see the temperature, which is 100 degrees Celsius, now this is the temperature of boiling, right? Boiling of water. At this stage we cook rasgulla, because rasgulla is a dessert which is made by boiling, right? It does not require any amount of fat or any amount of oil. It is simply shaped into the balls and then boiled in the syrup, which is boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, right? So chena balls are basically cooked at this temperature to form rasgulla. Next up we have one thread stage. Now similar to the test of half thread, we again pinch it with our forefinger and thumb, and the thread forms and stays, but there is only one thread which is forming on our forefinger and the thumb. Now the temperature for this particular stage is 104 degrees Celsius to 106 degrees Celsius, and the use in Indian sweet is to coat the sweet such as gujia, or you can say jalebi. Now these are the desserts which requires one thread stage of sugar cookery. Next up we have two thread or soft ball stage. Now these two things are similar, but tests are different for them. Now two thread stage is basically we are forming two threads when we are pinching the sugar syrup, whereas if we put the same syrup into the cold water, it forms a soft ball, right? The temperature for this particular stage is 112 degrees Celsius to 116 degrees Celsius, and this is used in making of varieties of barfi and gajak. It is slightly pliable, so we can use it. Then we have 2.5 thread stage. Again the test is same. We are using the forefinger and thumb, and we are making two threads, and one thread which is making is breaking, so that is why uh, we are calling this particular stage 2.5 thread. Apart from that, if we put this syrup, because the temperature is quite high, so we generally use this firm ball check for the 2.5 thread stage. So if we are putting this syrup into the cold water, it forms a firm ball. Now the temperature for this particular stage is 118 degrees Celsius to 120 degrees Celsius, and this is used in making of sohan papdi, which is also a very famous dessert in India. Next up we have the last stage of sugar cookery, which we use for making Indian sweet, is 3 thread stage. Now in 3 thread stage we are forming 3 threads by pinching sugar syrup with our forefinger and thumb, but we generally avoid doing it, and instead we use that water drop test for checking the stage of sugar cookery. And when we put or we drop the sugar syrup into the water, it forms a hard ball, and the temperature for this particular zone is stage is 121 degrees Celsius to 130 degrees Celsius. At this temperature the sugar starts to caramelize as well, and the sugar changes its color to caramel color, right? And the dessert which we are making by using this particular stage is chikki. Now this is made by adding the peanuts into the sugar syrup, and the color of this particular sweet is caramel in nature. Next up we have sweets from north zone. So there is a list and the pictures provided for the sweets which are from the north zone of India. To start, we have sohan halwa. Now the first picture you are seeing in this particular slide is of sohan halwa. Then the second picture is of doda barfi. Third is zarda pulao, which is also from north part of India and a famous delicacy in Lucknow. Then we have gulab jamun, we have imarti, we have jalebi, kheer, gajrela and gajar ka halwa. Now if we are talking about it, gajrela and gajar ka halwa, there is slightly difference. The gajrela is totally made in milk, it is cooked in milk, whereas gajar ka halwa is cooked separately, like we are cooking carrots separately and then we are adding khoya or mawa into it after we are finishing it with some sugar syrup. Then we have moong dal ka halwa, which is made by lentil moong dal. Then we have kaju katli and kaju barfi. Now this is the dish which I was talking about, where we are using cashews as a base ingredient to create a sweet. Then we have chikki, we have petha. Now petha is made from the ash gourd. The last picture we are seeing here is of petha. Now this is from the pumpkin family, and the name of that pumpkin is ash gourd, and that is famous from Agra, from Uttar Pradesh. Then we have kulfi faluda, we have peda. Pedas are famous from Mathura, again Uttar Pradesh. Then we have firni, we have zarda, and we have sevaiya from north zone. Next up we have east zone. The famous desserts are listed over here. The first is sandesh. Then we have rasgulla or rasgulla. The accent, East Indian accent, we call it rasgulla. Then we have chhena jalapi, which is chhena jalebi, and it is from east. Then we have cham cham, we have bhapadoi. Bhapadoi is steamed curd. Then we have patishapta. Patishaptas are the roll which you can see in the middle. These are roll shaped dessert. Then we have thekwas. Next to patishapta we have thekwas. Then we have chhena poda. It is considered as a sacred sweet in East Zone, as it is the famous sweet, and this is the favorite sweet for Lord Jagannath, and it is also served as prasad in Rath Yatra. Then we have Pahala Rasgulla. Now Pahala Rasgulla are slightly different from the normal Rasgulla, as the color of Pahala Rasgulla is slightly golden. Now this is because when we are making Pahala Rasgulla and we are preparing the syrup for it, we are actually caramelizing sugar in initial stage, and then we are adding water into it to boil it, and further we are cooking Rasgulla in that water. So the color is slightly caramel or golden in nature. Next up we have veg zone, which is the second last zone of Indian sweets. So the first thing we have Puran Poli, a famous delicacy from Gujarat. Then we have Shrikhand. As discussed earlier, Shrikhand is made by using hung curd, by adding some flavoring agent into it and sweetener into it. Then we have Mohanthal. The second picture you are seeing in this particular slide is of Mohanthal. Then we have bibinka and dodol. Now these two dishes are from Goa. These are the Goan delicacy, and these are generally baked and they belongs to Goa. Then we have Ukadiche Modak. Ukadiche Modak are famous for Ganesh Chaturthi, and these are served as prasad as well. These are related to Lord Ganesh, which is for which we are celebrating the festival Ganesh Chaturthi. And then we have Basundi and Gawaliachi Kheer. Now Gawaliachi Kheer is basically handmade sevayas, and in Maharashtra we call them Gawaliachi. Now Gawaliachi Kheer is basically savaya or the sevaya from West Zone, and these are very soft and made with hands. These are like pastas made with hand. So these all are the West Zone sweets. Next up we have South Zone, the last zone of Indian sweet classification. So first thing is Adha. At the first picture we can see that is Adha from South Zone. Then we have paisams. We have two types of paisams famous from South Zone. The first paisam is pal paisam. Now pal in South Zone means rice, that means rice kheer. Then we have parapu paisam. Now parapu paisam is made with dal, especially moong dal. Then we have coconut barfi. As we know that in South Zone there is abundance of coconut, so they are also making barfi by using coconut. Then we have Mysore pak. If you see in this picture, we have Mysore pak over here. Then we have ande ki POC. Apart from that we have Khobani ka Meetha. Khobani ka Meetha is basically a dessert made with apricot. Then we have Double ka Meetha, which is a dessert made with the breads. Breads in Hindi called double roti. So the sweet which is made by breads is called Double ka Meetha. Then we have Badam ki Jhalli. The star in the flower shape you can see over here, the second last picture is of Badam ki Jhalli. It is made by using almond as base ingredient. Then we have Asharfi. Now Asharfi is coin shaped dessert from south, and this is very famous in Hyderabad and other states of south as well. So these are the classification, or these are the key sweets from South Zone. That's about this video, and if you like this video, do let me know. If there is anything which you are confused about, you can put your comment and I will definitely reply it.